Hi, my name is Terry Markson, Senior Librarian for the Exploration and Creativity Department of the Los Angeles Public Library. Today, I'd like to introduce our LA Made series, which focuses on the diverse landscape of Los Angeles, highlighting the immense artistic and performance talent that has developed in the course of the city's eclectic history. I would like to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities and our Library Foundation, and of course, our behind-the-scenes staff for helping to bring these programs to you virtually. The next LA Made program, which is called Inside Vincent Price with actor Kevin DeLude, will be on Thursday, October 15th at 4 p.m. This biographical one-man play begins at the moment of Vincent Price's death, as he is forced to listen to a radio tribute to his own life. The show asks us the question, if we all had to see our lives laid out before us, would we agree with the presentation? Actor Kevin DeLude portrays Price, the Renaissance man, art lover, and humanitarian, whose life path led him inadvertently to become the king of horror. And again, that's next Thursday at 4. And now I would like to introduce today's program. We all know the world has been so stressful, and a lot of times when we experience stress, we hold our breath or do shallow breathing. I know I do. The library offers several online yoga and meditation classes weekly that you can access at lapl.org/events to help manage stress. But today, we are delighted to welcome Ana Lilia, a celebrated breathwork coach and intuitive healer whose practice focuses on the breath as a pathway for transformation. She's been featured in the LA Times, Harper's Bazaar, and BravoTV, and among other publications. One of our own librarians from the engagement and outreach team suggested we reach out to Ana after experiencing the benefits of a breathwork practice for herself. So if you are ready to change the way you feel by changing the way you breathe, this program will be of interest to you. Let's please welcome Ana Lilia.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Los Angeles Public Library. I'm actually so honored to be here. Just a quick little story about what the library means to me. I moved from Northern California to Los Angeles 15 years ago. And the first place that I went to go visit when I moved here was to the Central Library. And I was just blown away by its beauty, its magnitude. So the library has a really special place in my heart. And the fact that I'm doing this breathwork meditation and conversation with the library I'm just so happy. Thank you so much for being here. So yes, my name is Ana Lilia. I'm a breathwork facilitator and intuitive guide, and I have been guiding people to connect with their breath for the last 4 years. And it's been incredible to see how transformative it is, not just as a way to help people calm their body and energy and nervous system by changing the way that they breathe, but it also allows you to have really deep transformative healings. And as part of today's programming, I wanted to invite one of my clients and students, Doris Munoz, who has been practicing with me for over a year now, so that we can talk about the benefits that she has experienced by practicing breathwork and how breathwork can help to manage stress and anxiety. As Terry mentioned, we're probably all really overwhelmed right now, burnt out, stressed, beyond our capacity, and we need some relief. And so by changing the way that you breathe, by being conscious of what your breath is doing, will give you a lot of information about how you're feeling. So I would like to welcome Doris. Doris! Thank you so much for being here and for talking with me and those of us who are joining us in the live stream. How are you today?
Of course. Thank you for having me. I mean, I always tell everybody who I've come across that is interested in like a journey with their mental health or in healing that like breathwork has been absolutely transformative in my life. And so, you know, like we're all pushing through in this season. So I'm doing good today, but you know, like we mentioned this in the backstage, but I even had to tap into a meditation that you guided for me like months ago at this point last night to just ground myself. Like, so
yeah,
we're here, we're working.
Absolutely. So Doris, I know that you are a very accomplished young woman. You have a management company, you have a nonprofit, you're currently at USC in a fellowship program. You do a lot for our Los Angeles community. And part of that means that you're very busy and you have a lot of responsibilities and pressure. So can you tell us how breathwork has helped you manage all of that you are responsible for, the stress? Do you experience anxiety as well?
Yeah, of course. This journey started over a year ago at this point, last July. Yeah, July of 2019, when I went to the first New Moon Circle with my amiga Paula, who introduced me to your work. And that was the night that I think just started me on a new journey of my life, of not only tapping into my body, but that also helped me in a season of like mindfulness, where because like everything that you said, running a company, a nonprofit, and now venturing into transitioning my life into academia, I find myself spread thin because I'm a people pleaser. I say yes to everything because I want to help everyone. And I remember that first night of the New Moon Circle just unlocked this whole new side of myself, in the sense of like I'm a big dreamer, but that night really like, wow, like the things that were manifested instantly. I think that's something that we even talked about over the summer during the Reset program, where I learned that I'm an instant manifester, that if I really set all my intention into that, then it really causes breakthroughs in my life, where because of all that workload, and I've been that kid, or I've been that person since I was a kid, like my whole life, where I just love to bite on a lot more than I can chew, because I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and obviously, I'm a human, and it causes anxiety, and I've had a journey with my mental health, and even identifying the language of like, yes, I suffer through bouts of anxiety that then trigger episodes of depression, and this practice has literally transformed the way that I can guide my brain as like highways, to choose which highway to take to ground myself, get back on track. And just really, when you notice that your breath is not working with your body, and then having to take that time for yourself, make that time for yourself, has been everything.
Yeah, one of the things that I always suggest to people after they've experienced a class with me, they're like, now what? What do I do in between the classes? I'm like, always throughout the day, check in with your body and your breath. We do so much breath holding. If you are feeling nervous, if you're feeling anxious, you're probably doing really shallow breathing, which, it still keeps us alive, but it's not the amount of oxygen that your body needs to really feel good, like at optimal performance. And so by taking those pauses throughout the day and checking in, like, okay, I'm definitely holding my breath right now, or my shoulders are rolled in, or maybe they're up high. Let's roll everything back. Let's open up the chest. Let's take a deep belly breath. And if you take just a handful of these deep breaths, you will start to feel an immediate difference. And that's how I fell in love with breathwork, where I lay down, I think now it's been almost like 6 years ago, and I was doing this 2-stage breathing, and I started to feel vibration in my body. I started to cry. My hand got so tight. I'm like, I don't know what's happening to me right now, but this is amazing that just by breathing deeply, I'm able to release so much and get clarity. You talk about manifestation. That's a huge, I say, like bonus to the breath work, where we're able to quiet our analytical mind and also the fear, the voice that like prevents us from taking that risk or making that decision or having that conversation to really go towards what you want in your life. And so breathwork allows you to get really clear. It reminds you of, those big dreams that you have. And when you get aligned and you make the decision, it will happen, as you say. Like for you, it's been even in class, when we were in class, and then by the end of the class, you're like, I just got the notification that I got accepted to USC.
Yeah, it's been that like instant manifestation moment, where it's like I learned that like when I'm caught up in the correspondence all day, like Monday through Friday, it can be 10-hour days where I'm caught up in emails, text messages, Zooms, calls, Google Hangs, etc. And it doesn't allow me to really go inward. And it isn't until I really set aside this intentional time to go inward. I remember my first new moon circle, I experienced all of that, where I saw colors, like I saw like the full spectrum. I felt like my hands were tingling. I felt like I was like levitating, like literally, like I was tripping. I was like, oh, what did you take me to? Like it's magic, you know? And I think that, yeah, that manifestation part is something that I was like, oh, whoa, like even understanding what I'm capable of, you know. And it was right before we did our Selena for Sanctuary concert at Central Park in New York. And I remember just thinking of all the things that could happen. And like, I think it was like the following Monday or something like that, I wrote down a list of everything that I wanted to see happen for that, which was like the New Yorker, Univision, New York Times, a documentary, like it all of that literally happened after the new moon circle, that allowed me that moment of clarity, that moment of like seeing my goals so clearly, like I would never have in my life.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you touched on being in all these meetings, Zoom calls, like people demanding of your energy. I think the pandemic has really stretched us to our limits, and we are so fatigued and we are in survival mode. And a lot of people don't have privacy, or they're in a situation where, it's really difficult for them to have a moment to themselves. What are some of the things that you've been doing to help cope with, I guess, the pandemic and all of the challenges that it has created into your life?
Yeah, I mean, this pandemic has brought upon a huge transition in my life that I think I had been avoiding. I remember it was one of our full moon circles that we had that really allowed me to understand what I needed to let go in my life, even though I didn't want to. I was clutching on so tightly, and that it honestly guided me into a whole new season again, and a whole new transition that I would have never imagined for myself. After that full moon circle and the transition that came about from that letting go of, like, it was like literally, like, I think the full moon circle happened that Tuesday, and then that Friday was when I literally, like, that was supposed to be the first weekend of Coachella. And obviously, you know, that didn't happen. And we were supposed to be in the desert that weekend, and with the artist that, you know, changed my life. And then that was the day that was decided that, you know, that was going to be the transition that needed to happen in the midst of this pandemic, which brought a lot of challenge and the delayed reactions that came from that, because I suppress a lot, and I'm like, it's cool, I got it. It's cool, I got it. And then it all just came at once. And so, I mean, the biggest thing that I gave to myself to cope during this pandemic has been the reset program. I've been more transparent about my mental health journey and the spooky, like, skeleton in the closet where people don't like to talk about suicidal ideation. And it's something that a lot of folks suffer through. And that's something that I, like, heavily experienced over the summer in the midst. I think it was like a week after we started the reset program, where everything just kind of came all at once. And honestly, if it wasn't for how the reset program, like, guided me that summer, like, I took 2 months off of work. I went to live with my brother in Mexico for a minute. I was by the beach every single day. Like, never in my life had I taken time off of anything that I was committed to. But in the midst of all of that, I was, you know, doing the reset program, and that really allowed me to do, you know, the inner child work that was necessary, the root work that was necessary to do the healing in the midst of such, you know, large challenges and transitions that this pandemic has thrust upon us.
So for those of you who are wondering, like, what's this reset program that you guys are talking about? It's a program that I have where I work with people one-on-one, and I use breathwork as the modality to help people uncover what the core of the stressor is. So, you know, most of us, we feel comfortable saying, oh, I'm stressed out. Oh, I'm feeling anxious. But I find that it's rare to, on your own, take the time to really sit with it and, first of all, feel it, and then understand like why you're feeling this. Where does it come from? How long have you been feeling this anxiety? Lately, I've actually been talking to a lot of people about their anxiety disorder. And it's really interesting. I'm actually learning. I'm like, whoa, I feel like I have it too. Like these are symptoms that I have. And I think I recently came across a study where due to the pandemic, like the jump of people who are currently suffering from anxiety and depression has it's astronomical. And we say the words, but I feel like there isn't enough conversation about what that looks like. How does that feel? How does that affect your life? And for a lot of people, it's really paralyzing and it physically affects their health. And one of the things that has helped, well, all the people that I work with is having a mindfulness practice, is having a breathing exercise. Like your body, when you change it into a slower, deep breath, it starts to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So that's the rest and digest. And so it takes you from being in the high alert, the sympathetic, the hypervigilance, the wanting, for some people, wanting to run away, or for other people, freezing. And it brings everything down and allows you to really be in the present moment and assess like, okay, am I in danger? Am I going to die? I'm not. Okay. What else do I need to do in this moment to move forward? And yeah, it's been incredible to guide you over the summer into helping you uncover what's at the core of the stress and the anxiety, because I feel that once you have that information, then that's where the power, where one starts to feel empowered and you're able to start to create transformation, because once you experience it again, you're able to make the connection of like, oh, okay, that's bringing up my little girl or a memory of when I was a little girl where it made me feel like that. I'm currently not in that place. It's just like an old trauma that's coming up. I'm being triggered. Let me just calm my body down with a few deep breaths and then, might move forward. And that's my whole goal in life. It's feeling like I'm more in charge of my own life and my health. But it does take that digging work, that breath work allows you to discover.
Yep. It really, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for that, then I think I wouldn't have allowed myself the time and space to do that kind of work, when, doing the shadow work is really difficult, especially when you're constantly in go mode. You don't allow yourself to even enter that space because we know how much energy that occupies from us and drains us. And yeah. I mean, honestly, like the reset along with, weekly therapy practice and changing my lifestyle. Like I've lost 50 pounds.
You started exercising too, right?
Summer.
And changing the way that you eat.
Like daily yoga. Yes, exactly. Daily yoga, meditation, gratitude practice, literally mostly going plant-based, etc. Like I used to look at that as like, oh, that's not realistic. That's not possible. Because I realized I've been touring for the last 4 or 5 years of my life. Like, it's the social drinking is very easy. Like I've cut drinking. Like it's things like that that just add up into just a more holistic way to heal. So,
yeah. One of the gifts that I have experienced with this pandemic is that at the very beginning of it, when I was seeing all my loved ones, friends, family members, like starting to panic, I decided to create a free offering for people called Community Gathering, where Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock, people hop on and we breathe together. And it's been incredible to see how much it has grown. And part of the things that one of my favorite things about Community Gathering is the fact that people like you, Doris, have introduced your mom to breathwork too. So many people are inviting their adult children are inviting their parents to participate. And so it's been beautiful to see like this generational healing, vulnerability, coming together, talking more about like this anxiety that they're feeling, learning like, oh, actually my parents, my dad, my mom, they also suffer from anxiety. And it's been beautiful to see this collective healing happening over the last 7 months now that we've been doing this. What does your mom have to say about breath work?
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's something that's when I can, is like it's a spiritual practice basically at this point. Like one of my best friends, Ruth, is once I introduced it to her as well, like that's become a spiritual practice in her life. And for my mom, like whenever she can join me, it's something where I always like look at her at the end. I'm like, ¿Te dormiste? You fell asleep. And she's like, sí, me dormí a gusto. Like, man, like she could just like smoothly goes into just resting. Like my mom is someone that just worked around the clock, as an immigrant woman in this country, like for the past 31 years. And so for her to finally be able to slow down and, she never really had this kind of intentional space to do that healing through breath. And actually, I did a panel or recorded a panel that's coming out, I think like next week with the LTX Fest folks, with Pao Ramos, and we brought up breathwork and about how like literally I just said like señoras deserve breathwork, and one of the guys on the panel was like, we need that on a shirt. And it's like, oh, for real, like señoras deserve breathwork, where these are practices for healing that like our community in Latinidad has been, like through herbs, through the way that we eat, through yoga, through intuitive practices, that we can heal and regenerate our bodies. And that's something that I think with my mom, like she's really is starting to realize like these other practices that are healing that can be beneficial to, her health, where, like a lot of moms, they suppress and like, todo está bien, like you're taking care of the kids, you're taking care of your husband, like it's obviously a different generation. And I think it's given her a lot of breakthroughs as well as to how she wants to live her lifestyle. And it's been really good for her. Whenever she's down, I'm like, are you down? I'm like, Mom, are you down for breathwork? She's like, I see it, boy. Like she'll come. So it's been really good.
Yeah, I think a huge component of it is giving permission to our parents, and not that they need permission from us, but in part, because it's completely new for them. Like they don't know about this, especially in the Latino community, like what's meditation? And it just feels like such a foreign concept or something that's not accessible. And then when you introduce them to them, it's like, oh my gosh, this is really powerful. And people can fall asleep during the breath work and they're like, oh my gosh, I wasn't doing, like they feel bad. And I'm like, no, it's okay. That's what your body needed. Like you probably have been so exhausted that your mind just needed to completely shut off and just allow yourself to rest. So I'm glad that your mom is able to experience that rest when doing the breath work. We have some comments here. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, we are, Joyce, we are going to be doing a breathwork meditation in 5 minutes. So please stick around. And for Eric, oh my God, this is meant for me. My stress and anxiety levels have been through the roof. And I'm a spiritual counselor. Yay. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, so I am going to be showing you a 15-minute, we're going to be experiencing it so you can feel the benefits of it. Anything else that you want to share, Doris, about breath work or stress management?
Yeah, I mean, I think to Eric's point too, like my mom was a CNA and in hospice care for a very long time. And folks that like deal with just like heavy energy transfer, like don't know how to take care of themselves, like, especially the folks that are the ones that take care of everyone else, for some reason do not know how to take care of themselves, myself included. Like as the last, I realized this year that I've been working in management for 6 years, from intern to tour managing, to day-to-day managing, to starting my own company. Like management really takes a toll on you as you essentially dedicate your life for someone else, and you're handling so many things, not just the artist, but like all the like tentacles that come from that world, whether it's communicating with labels and touring and business and publicity, etc. Like, you are spread into so many different directions. And it wasn't until I really found this practice that it allowed me to like recognize that wasn't healthy and to really approach a new way to have my life just be healthy. You know, I've also been, you know, doing like daily inner peace meditations, and one of the guides guided a meditation that said like maybe you're meant to play an infinity of roles. And that's something that has always stuck with me as I've been thinking about you know, when I am in the world of breath work. Like, some of the most amazing ideas I have ever had have come from these sessions, you know, like from that first new moon circle. Like, that was the one where I was like, okay, this is wild, you know. And I think to share like where that's like where it became a spiritual practice for me to participate in, you know, new moon circles and in full moon circles, you know, to really check in with myself, where it's, you know, I'm very intentional with my new moons to manifest the things that I want to see happen in my life, and I'm very intentional with the full moon time to let go of the things that no longer serve me. That's something that, combined obviously with the breath work and being intentional with taking care of myself that night and making a bath for myself and showing myself love, has allowed me to transform the way that I am as a human and the way that I operate. But for real though, the moon circles are the ones that really just like are just unlock doors, you know. And it's, you know, I think the biggest one was manifesting the New York Times piece off of the first new moon circle that we ever did. I was like, you know what, like, I just hope it's gonna happen. And I mean, I think I can share here as well, where like I wrote down a whole list, and one of the things that I wrote down right after the first new moon circle was a mini documentary style piece regarding the Selena for Sanctuary show. And I wrote down this woman's name in parentheses, who was a New York Times reporter that had reached out to me about a documentary a few months ago for one of my clients. And then literally, I kid you not, she called me the next day. I didn't text her. I didn't email her. She just called me and was like, hey, I've been thinking about you a lot. I know we haven't talked in a few months, but I've been doing all this research. Like, let's do something, you know? And I was like, oh, wow. Like, this is what is unlocked through like really just allowing yourself to go inward, be intentional with what you want, see it clearly in that moment, writing it down and like speaking it into existence. So I think that's like the biggest thing that I wanted to share on, just like, obviously the community gatherings are amazing because you can like invite your homies and your homies can invite their homies, etc. And it really is a community gathering in a moment when we can't physically gather. But that transforms into like, I go into the new moon circles and people are like, oh, this is my first one because I did a community gathering. And I love seeing that, where I know some people can be a little, you know, I grew up in the evangelical church, and these kinds of practices that align yourself with like the moon and stuff were high-key demonized when I'm like, wow, this is literally God though. Like God is in these moments. And so it's something that just really allowed me to even approach like my spirituality in a whole new and powerful way. So thank you, Ana Lilia, like always.
Thank you so much. I love you so much, Doris. Thank you for your vulnerability today and your share, for just sharing with us how breathwork has helped you tap even more into your power, because you are a powerhouse. But also a big thing that I think throughout you've been sharing is showing love for yourself and making yourself a priority. And yeah, a lot of us who are caretakers, we don't make ourselves a priority. And over time that catches up. And so I'm so happy, and you can tell how much it has changed you and your life when you have decided to put yourself first and to love yourself and to know that you're worthy of it. And so thank you, my dear. And you have a fan here. Eileen is giving you a shout out with some
hello
eyes.
Hi. Oh, I use that. That's literally my most used emoji. So
Amazing. All right, Doris, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. And for those of you staying on, we are about to do a breathwork meditation. So I'm going to encourage you to get into a comfortable position. Lying down is best because your body is in a completely open and relaxed state. If you can't lie down right now, that's fine. Wherever you're seated, try to like sit back so that you are completely comfortable. Put your feet flat on the ground, uncross your body. I'm going to guide us in a quick meditation before we go into the active breathing, just to ground our body and have you set an intention. Once we go into the active breathing, it's a short one. It's only going to be 15 minutes. We're going to be doing about 10 minutes of active breathing. The technique is super simple. It's 2 inhales through your mouth. The first inhale from your diaphragm, so your belly expands out. And then you're going to have a second inhale from your chest. I'll stand so you can see body movement. You can even place a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest, and you're going to feel up, up, and down. So first inhale from your belly. Second inhale from your chest, and then exhale. So belly, heart, exhale. Belly, heart, exhale. Belly, heart, exhale. And as you're doing this active breathing, don't be surprised if you start to feel vibration, tingling sensation. As we were talking about before, this breath work really allows you to become present with your body. It will show you where you're holding tension, where it feels tight. It will show you where it's ready to let go. So whatever you experience today, it's safe and normal. And I just invite you to allow yourself to express it. Maybe you get emotional, let those tears flow. We've been holding in so much that breath work really allows us to open up, to surrender, and to release. When you're doing the active breathing, there's going to be music playing. It's lyrical music, and that's intentional as well. So the music is going to take you on a journey. The lyrics of the music might have you remember something, or it might allow an emotion to express. So there's the music, and then at a certain point, I will say to go into resting breath. And that's when we're going to go into gentle breathing in through your nose and out of your nose. And that's the time to just fully relax and let go. You don't have to do the active breathing. The active breathing is going to feel like a workout. And you might even hit some resistance to doing it, but just keep it up. I'll remind you to breathe from your belly, heart, and exhale. And I promise you that you're going to feel completely different by the end of the active breathing. So if you're ready, go ahead and get comfortable. Close your eyes. Again, I'm going to guide you first in a meditation just to ground our body and set an intention, and then we will go into the active breathing. So let's just start by taking a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Deep breath in.
I know you think I got it all figured out.
Deep breath in and exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. And just starting to become aware of your body, noticing any physical sensations. So notice quickly where you're holding tension in your body, where it feels tight, where it's heavy. You can also notice where you have your hands placed, your feet. And then let's just start to imagine that your whole body is starting to soften, starting to let go, starting to open up. At the base of your spine, imagine roots growing into the earth, going all the way down to the center of the planet. So these roots are going to act like an anchor while you're doing the active breathing. It's going to support you. It's going to remind you that you're not alone. And also energetically, it's going to help you start to remove, release any of that heaviness, any of that worry, any story that's maybe stuck in your mind that's playing on a loop. It's going to go down these roots, this grounding cord, so that you can feel lighter, so that you can have more space. And connecting with your heart, set an intention for your practice today. So what do you want to let go of? What do you need help with? And how do you want to feel? And once you have set your intention, we're going to move into the active breathing. Again, it's 2 inhales through your mouth. First one from your belly, heart, and exhale. And so when you're ready, go ahead and start to breathe. Belly, heart, and exhale. Belly, heart, exhale.
I know you think I got it all figured out, 'cause I walk around like my head's in the clouds, but I'm just a boy with his head pouring out of his head. I wish that you could see the pain that I've seen and all of the times I spent being not me. I hope you know that it's not always happy in my head, 'cause I don't
And you're breathing
know
throughout from your belly,
the
from your
perfect
heart, and exhale.
road to
Just
go
keep it up. Find your
down,
pace.
but
Belly,
I
heart, exhale.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to be okay. I'm trying my best, but every day it's so hard. And I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath till I can say all of the words I want to say from my heart.
And so as you're breathing, imagine through the exhale that you're releasing your day. Anything that caused you to feel overwhelmed,
If you really wanted, I could
anything
let
that
you
upset
inside.
you,
It's been so long and I've got nothing left to hide. Would
let it
you
leave your
believe me
body
if I
through your
told you
breath.
that I've got flies? Now it's time to let the curtains unfold and tell all the stories that I didn't want told. I let it out so I unburden my soul. I won't stop, 'cause I don't know the perfect road to go down, but I know I'm trying my best.
Still breathing.
I'm trying my best to be okay. I'm trying my best.
I have another visualization for you to help you remove from your body that heaviness. So imagine that everything that's been stressing you out, all the people that you're responsible for, everyone that's dependent on you and needing your attention, imagine that they're all in a backpack that you're wearing. And imagine that you're able to remove the backpack and just put it on the ground next to you. And so as you imagine removing this backpack, notice if your body already feels lighter. Maybe physically roll back your shoulders, drop them, and continue breathing from your belly, heart, and exhale.
I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath till I can say all of the words I want to say from my heart.
Beautiful. Still breathing from your belly, heart, and exhale, allowing any emotion to express, that needs to express, that wants to express. So let it go. Follow the mantra of the song. You're doing great. Keep it up. And we have one more song of active breathing. So really do the belly, heart, and exhale. For the last song of active breathing, we're going to imagine filling up our body with light. That's going to help us feel energized and full and lighter. So it's almost as if you're pouring into your body rays of sunshine or liquid gold. And just imagine your body filling up as you're breathing.
Let the waves wash over me. I am already under. Let the wave wash over me.
And as your body is filling up with sunshine, can you also connect to a sense of hope, comfort, compassion, love, and joy?
I am already under. Let the wave wash over me. Let the wave wash over me. Let the wave wash over me. I am already under. Let the wave wash over me. There will be better days. 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 There will be better days.
And imagining your light radiating out of your body. It's almost like you become a star. There will be better days. Beautiful job with the active breathing. We're going to transition into resting breath, gently breathing in through your nose and out of your nose, allowing your body and mind to let go, to rest. I accept what is. I let go of what was, and I have faith in what will be. Gently starting to become aware of your body. Wiggling fingers, toes. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. And one more. Deep breath in and exhale. And taking your time to gently, slowly come back. And as you're slowly starting to come back, if anybody wants to share their experience, if you're brand new to breathwork, let us know in the comments. I always love to hear what came up for people when they do the breathing. So that was just a taste of what my sessions are like. Normally it's double the length. So we're able to really move a lot more energy to have you get clear about things, to have creative inspiration. It's really incredible work. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I have a free offering Saturday mornings called Community Gathering. If you just go to my website, you'll find it there. It's analilia.net, my name with one N. And that's available for all of you. I hope you will be able to attend soon, even if, you stayed on, Doris. Even if you can't attend live, you can still sign up and I'll send the recording so that you can do it on your own time. So Arlene, that was lovely for her. Thank you. Hearts from Amy, amazing. Yeah, and I'm also an intuitive, so my prompts, it's what I'm feeling in the collective energy of the group. And so I was sensing like a lot of busyness in your space. Maybe you're really busy, you have a lot of obligations. I kept on saying like people that you're responsible for, people that are demanding of your attention. Let's imagine them going down your grounding roots. Let's imagine releasing them through your breath. So it's a lot of releasing for this group, which is great. I hope you're feeling lighter. And then I wanted us to end with you feeling full again, because so many are really depleted of energy and just feeling maybe not like yourself. And so I wanted you to imagine pouring in the rays of sunshine into your body, to feel that lightness, to feel how radiant and wonderful you are, to let yourself shine. You're welcome, Terry. Diane says that was amazing. I was able to breathe past my blockage in my chest for the first time in a week. Yay! We're celebrating that. Yes, so Gracie, that was very grounding for her. I'm glad that was helpful. So your breath is always available to you. Check in again throughout the day when you're feeling, I know it takes practice to do this, but when you're feeling overwhelmed and like you just want to scream or you don't know what else to do, create a pause with your breath, take some deep breaths in, and you'll start to feel better. It's almost like we're quickly hitting a reset button in our body, in our nervous system. And so it's able to let you continue to go forward in a more grounded, calm, clear place. This was so much fun. Thank you for having me. Thank you for sticking around and for doing this breathwork meditation with me. If you have any more questions or comments, let us know. Great. I look forward to seeing you at Community Gathering, Joyce. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. So what I can do is I can make the playlist public on my Spotify and Apple Music. So you can find me, my profile name is Breathe with Ana, A-N-A, Breathe with Ana. And you'll find it under the title LA Made. So that's the name of the playlist, and then you can listen to it. I also have a ton of other public playlists there. So if you ever need kind of like relaxing music, check out my playlist. I have all my Moon Circle playlist public and also my Community Gathering circles. All right, my dears, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, please. Create some time for checking in and just giving yourself that break with your breath. It's going to help you so much. Thank you. Sending you so much love.